So we're all over the place right now. ASU is so nice, and they placed another order because they're actually expanding the program that we're involved in with their engineering school. We're actually making 12 more Tato kits for them right now, just so they can have another section of students build these boards, experience them, and try to evolve the community a bit. When you guys get a board, you guys may know that everything's ready to go, but that's not how it comes from the factory. We actually have to do some prep work to make sure everything's ready to go when you guys get them. That way, when you get the board, you just gotta put it together, have fun, and go ride. Massive order, a lot of work to get done, but let's get it going and let's get this order shipped out. So the first step when you're building a board is you have to get the deck ready. So in this step, all we're gonna do is we're gonna put the grip tape on the board, and then we're gonna drill out the holes for the enclosure. Push out every single bubble.
Like putting a screen protector on, kind of?
Exactly. This part's fun now. Laying down grip tape is something I've done throughout my childhood. I've done it a couple different times, but coming here, I've definitely been doing it a lot more. And I'm getting better as we go, but it's just something that you'll never actually get perfect unless you do it all the time. It's tough. As for the remotes, a lot of people would expect them to just be ready to go, but we do have to do a little bit of prep. We upload a different set of firmware that just updates the settings and the features, and then we also upload a logo that shows when you turn on the remote. As for the remote, what we changed within it, usually they go left, right, up and down. We just put a Y-axis throttle lock on it so that way it can only go up and down. Some people didn't like that it goes left and right. You can always take it off if you get it and you don't want it. Another thing we do is we just hot glue down the battery on the inside and then the wires on the inside so nothing becomes jostled or comes loose or anything like that. And then we just clip a few long hanging wires and stuff like that that don't have any purpose that might just get in your way. So we just clean everything up to make sure it works ideally. So I'm about to start programming our Zenith. Our Zenith is our ESC system, the electronic speed controller. And we just program them to work with every specific board that we send out. So we're doing Tato kits here, so it's a 10S3P battery. Secure everything down just a little bit more. Protect these pins. If I see something that's like clear hot glued, my thoughts immediately go to like a middle school like science fair project. These are the motor sensor wires, and then these are the wires that give the motors power. So these are like your main motors that really just feed the motor power and tell it when to move and when to not move, reverse, change directions. These are the sensors that tell the ESC what's going on with the motor. Nice. Beep. Follow the steps. We have tutorials on our website that kind of take you through the steps so you need to go through to get the Zenith up and running with the right settings. Right now I'm just downloading the updated firmware to go on the ESC so that way everything runs nice and smoothly, doesn't have any bugs or anything like that, because things are always getting updated and changed. During this part I usually like to just add a little bit of extra hot glue to these motor sensors, especially with something that might be getting plugged in and unplugged frequently. You just want to make sure that everything's secured down. Now we're just setting up the motors to make sure the motors run in the right direction. You're going to hear a noise from the motors that sounds like someone's dying in robot voice, but don't worry, everything's fine. It scared me at first. It is kind of gives you a little chill at first. I don't know, just me maybe, but first time I heard it, it scared the shit out of me. You're just calibrating the motors. They're going to spin each direction slowly now. And now's where I select the motor direction. So if I click forward on the left one, it should go this way. Correct. Now I have to invert this one, and then if I click forward, it should be going this direction. Perfect. And now I always put one of these little O's on this motor here. Well, it says O on it. And actually, when you receive your kits, there's a little O on the motor mount that if you're mounting the motor mounts properly, you'll know that this motor goes on that motor mount and you won't have issues with this goes on there, whatever. Just a little bit of extra guidance to give you less of a headache. This is the part I always check my phone to make sure I'm doing everything exactly right. Because even when you do it all the time, I still get nervous I'm gonna mess it up. I just don't want to. Use smart reverse off as false. I set that as false. We recommend that for everybody. In that case, if you don't set that as false and you're riding and then you hit the brakes and you come to a stop, if you keep holding back, it'll just go into reverse and pull you back, or pull you in reverse. Not the safest of option to have activated. Then I'm gonna go to receiver config, go to binding, press enter, and at this point, all I have to do is plug in this receiver and it'll connect. You'll see on the screen. For the car. So those were some of our processes that we have to go through to kind of get the boards ready to be shipped out. If you guys are interested in how we ship out the boards, be sure to check out our first video in the Building BKB series where we go over packaging and just some other behind the scenes stuff. I've got a bunch of other orders to get prepared and shipped out, so I gotta go. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you later. Just so you guys know, we do not play ping pong while at work. We play ping pong in the same building, but not at the same time. I can't even explain. No, that's bothering me. That's bothering me.
This can't bounce the whole time.